holds their feather up at one time.
We could add images, so that could be the thing.
Could be annoying. We could draw leprechaun dicks on John's face again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, hey everybody. Welcome to the weekly word.
What week is it?
It's the 25th. I don't know what week it is.
It's the week of Bloodborne, motherfuckers.
March.
Bloodborne.
I
So,
would like
Tears
to
in blood.
reiterate that I am not playing Bloodborne right now to talk with you guys.
so what is it? Because I've actually never, like, I didn't do any research into it. I don't really know what it is at all.
It
What
is
is
the next game from the Dark Souls guy.
Oh, well,
Slash
that's
team.
Software.
Yeah. So the director of Demon and Dark Souls 1 was not working on Dark Souls 2, and the kind of internet rumor is that the B team worked on Dark Souls 2 and him and the A team were putting all of their effort into Bloodborne.
That's a weird business plan. It's like, let's take the breadbasket and say fuck the breadbasket, and like we'll do our own thing. That's cool, I guess. I mean, do what they want.
I mean, if it's a ready-made sequel, not a port house, but let someone do it. It'll sell. It has the Dark Souls name on it.
That's true.
Yeah,
Let the
so
creative guy go create, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it's fucking awesome.
So it's good. You enjoy. Is it horror, or like it looked like horror from the trailer?
Yeah. It's brutal in the same kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely improved on the environment design in the new one. From the looks of it, everything just seems so wet and archaic and Victorian.
You actually nailed it. It's a lot more lively. Like, it feels more lived in than like Dark Souls did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dark Souls, it felt like, there was curse from the gods. Like, everything was just kind of forsaken and crusted. And this one is definitely, curse from man.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the damage, all of the, everything that's going down is definitely man-made and currently happening, as opposed to already happened. It just, I don't know, makes the world feel a little more organic.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not my thing. I'm not a big horror guy in any respect. So, but I'm glad that other people are appreciating that.
Yeah, being the fighting game fan, I've kind of accepted my role as the guy who likes video games that are like, do it until you get it right. Fucking do it again.
Yeah, I was reading an article about it, and it's like, basically, it's sort of a mashup between Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and then, a beat 'em up like Ninja Gaiden, or, Devil May Cry, where it's kind of in between. We've got a lot more action, a lot more movement in this one, no blocking. So it's a lot more immersive, more punishing.
can you block?
So there's one shield in the entire game, and it's there as a joke.
That's what I thought. It's
Oh,
like
that's so satisfying.
it's more about like movement, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. It's a little bit more challenging.
So the way they handle the guns is actually kind of cool. It's not meant to be a shooter by any means. The gun is basically what your shield parry used to be in the other Souls games.
Oh, okay.
So you basically just said gibberish, 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 gibberish. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's fine.
Okay.
So you
The gun basically staggers the opponents. Like right as they're about to hit you, if you shoot them, it like knocks them back, and then you can go in with a heavy attack or something, counter them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he's
I like the bullet system in there though, where like if you can only carry up to 20 blood vials and 20 bullets, and then after that you have to sacrifice your own blood in order to create more bullets. Yeah. It's really
Oh
fun.
damn!
Seems like a weird way to make
I
bullets.
know. What the fuck?
Don't question it. Just accept it.
This is Japanese. Is this game? They're Japanese, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's totally explained to me. Never mind. You don't have to explain to me.
Andy, you really have
Try
to
and
X that?
understand a Devil May Cry game.
I mean, it's definitely not the Final Fantasy 15 demo. It's completely
Oh,
different.
that's so gorgeous.
Buddy road trip RPG. hop in the
Yo,
car.
I'm totally on
Dinosaurs.
board.
Are we there yet?
Me and Andy were playing a little of it. Wait, Andy, were you there when I was playing?
I was not there actually, so I have no idea who you were there thinking.
Oh, I was Kyle. Sorry. Me and
Okay.
my friend Kyle were playing a little of it the other day, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And the gameplay mechanics are so smooth. If the finished game is anything like the demo is, which I mean, I would hope it is, I'm gonna be very happy. I mean, I still need to know more about the story, but from the gameplay and just how the world looks, and the combat system and everything else, it's appealing to me at least. Because I wasn't a huge fan of like Final Fantasy XII's like turn-based attack system, and 15 definitely has a more fluid combat system that's based around like just free attacks and kind of timing, but not to the same extent of like freeze frame timing, if you get what I'm saying.
Well, 12 had that, right? Where it was like you had to like time your shit really well. To like actually.
Kind of, but it also did like the stop frame, and then you could do stuff like strategize a little bit, and then it would go. Whereas this one is, I mean, I'm sure there's ways to stop what you're doing, but
like pause.
It's more, yeah, exactly. It's more designed around. Well, I didn't want to say pause because then pause is like insinuates that you're stopping the game completely.
So it doesn't stop the game.
Not at all.
Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome.
I don't even know where I was going with that. Thank you.
But
anyway,
basically, one thing about it that people were complaining.
Really good. Sorry.
One thing people were complaining about is that in the demo you couldn't switch between Noctis and his other friends, and that's what a lot of people really enjoy about the 12's battle system, is that at least you can micromanage the other people around you. But in this one, it isn't allowed in the demo.
I mean, I think that's what the beta or demos are for, just for you to get a feel for it and them to get a little bit of information and feedback from the fans. So if that wasn't going to be a feature, which I'm sure it was because it's a feature in like every other Final Fantasy, if it wasn't going to be featured, they're obviously going to add it in now. But I don't think that's something that we have to worry about. I think it's just going to be in from the get-go.
John, did you finish the demo?
No. Come on.
You need to finish it because that final, that ending is beautiful. The cinematic ending.
I'm actually going to put some work in. I'm off on Saturday, so maybe Friday night I'll get some gameplay in. I'm still at the beginning, so Andy can enjoy it too.
Yeah, I mean, I every time a new Final Fantasy comes out, I'm like, man, this could be the one. This could be the one that gets me back into it, and then it just never kind of sticks with me. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's.
Did you play 13?
I really like 12. 13? No, I tried 13 and I fell out of it not even 2 hours in. For some reason, the story just did not grab me at all, which is. I don't know if that's because I didn't give it enough time, because it's a JRPG.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. For some reason, it just did not snag me like 12. I legitimately like 12. I don't know a lot of people that did.
I liked 12 too. I mean, the combat system, like I said before, really wasn't for me. But I like the characters. I like the story. And I've said to you before, I think the judges were some of the most badass villains.
Yeah,
they're
that game had really good design. That's for certain. It had the best. I think it had one of the best artistic styles. I think their story was a little lacking. But I'll tell them that it was definitely a great looking game for certain.
All right, let's keep it going.
All right, you want to talk about Nintendo?
I want to talk about Nintendo, but quickly, Kojima.
Did he die?
Leaving? No. Him leaving the studio and getting renamed as, what was it, Metal Gear Studio or something?
Yeah,
I forget. Konami Studios?
Konami. Yeah. That's crazy. That's his brainchild. I heard that Konami's we're going to make Metal Gear with or without him, so...
For the last couple Metal Gear games, he's been talking about wanting to do something else.
Yeah. Well, and then who knows what's going to happen with Silent Hills.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's true. He's on that. So, I mean, he'll be fine, and he's going to make even more video games that are great, but it came out of nowhere as a surprise to me, at least.
No, you can go the other way with it. You can go to like the Peter Molyneux way with it, where it's like, oh, he made all these great games, and now every game he makes is just an utter disappointment because we thought he had so much potential. You know?
Fable Legends, cough, cough.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, the Kinect, it's going to be the thing of the future, guys.
That was
that the rail shooter?
Yeah, that was the rail shooter with the horse. Yeah, no, but I don't even know anyone that bought that, let alone like enjoyed it.
And sticking on video games.
There's one guy out there.
Yeah, and he's probably watching. It's like, hey, fuck
and his name is Peter Molyneux, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo's making big moves.
Doing what? What do they do?
Really?
I don't follow games anymore. I have a job and like a real life, and not that anyone that doesn't have those things, but I paint miniatures.
Shots fired.
Yeah, right?
I just paint little plastic miniatures instead now. So like I fully admit that I am not cool. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like I have things monopolizing my time.
Plastic miniatures, or are you on pewter now?
Well, no, it's a variation of both. I use white metal, pewter, resin. I'll just paint anything that catches my fancy.
So in your basement, do you have a model of Chicago? Just everything.
No. But this is off topic. I'd rather know about Nintendo. So
yeah.
When you die, I'm gonna take this clip and play it over and over and over again at your funeral.
That's not cool. You already know what I want to do at my funeral.
No, I use pewter, resin.
He died doing what he loved, and then it's just like I die like choking on like a miniature one day.
But so Nintendo made a couple big announcements. First, they're coming out with a new console. It looks like they're still going to be supporting the Wii U, but it's more a system designed around connecting everything Nintendo has to offer in like one, which I think is a great move for Nintendo.
Right.
When they had the little diagram, this also ties into the next announcement of them offering mobile games. They're working with the company DNA.
Wait, TNA?
D. Like.
Oh, I was gonna say like TNA, really? Like.
Yeah, that was risky. But they're working with the company DNA, and
that makes a lot of sense.
they're gonna have Nintendo characters in mobile games, which is something that I've said for the longest time needs to happen. I mean, Nintendo is like at the forefront of handhelds, and mobile games essentially is just handhelds. And then you had this opportunity to make a ton of money on either microtransactions or just selling the app for 99 cents, and they were kind of just like, no, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Well, they were making so much on their hardware. Like, they made money on their hardware. It was like
yeah, but
Xbox and PS3, they always build those things at a loss. Nintendo was like, we make money on the hardware. Why are we going to not sell the hardware anymore, Plus, it's a captured market on that platform.
But, Andy, if you saw $5 on the street, would you leave it there because you are focused on the dollar in front of you?
Do you think that they can make 5 times the amount of money they make now?
Yes.
By doing
if they play their cards, thank you, Reed. If they play their cards right, first off, if they make any sort of Pokemon social game, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
How much money did fucking Flappy Bird make?
Yeah.
Barely
a game.
How much did it make?
$50,000 a day, some crazy number.
Yeah.
See, but here's the thing: $50,000 a day to a company that size. I mean, I don't know how much that really is to them.
Yeah,
Just think about
that's
it.
Reed's
For the
point.
work of one guy over the course of like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Flappy Mario. Fruit Ninja Zelda.
Mario Endless Runner.
Fruit Ninja Zelda.
Exactly.
It could actually be about Zelda instead of actually being Link and then like really oddly called Zelda.
But even so, if they release Link Between Worlds on your phone, like you're not gonna buy it?
Oh, that would control like dog crap.
I mean, I'm sure they would have to work on the controls or whatnot, but if they designed a lot of their classic titles for the handhelds, and I know they actually said they're not going to be doing that. They said they're actually going to be focusing on new titles with the Nintendo characters on mobile. But if Nintendo does one thing right, it's how they make just fun games, and I think that they're going to really get this right, and it's going to make them a lot of money.
I think that's smart designing for the platform instead of just trying to, re-release stuff that they've already done.
Yeah. I mean, they already have that on the Wii U and the 3DS, so
Yep.
Go with something new. Just use your characters. Be creative.
I mean, when you think about it, PlayStation already has the crossover onto PS4 and stuff, so they might as well dominate the mobile market.
I think that's an awesome idea, and it does actually work decently with the PlayStation 4, but nobody has a Vita. I mean, people do, but like, it's not a 3DS.
Dude, I use my PSP more than I like. I use my PSP more now than I would use a Vita now.
Yeah. And I think that Nintendo already dominates the handheld market. Now they just need a console that is on that same level.
Well,
You remember when PSPs were all the rage back then?
Yeah, I had
when
one.
they used to have a bunch of different editions and stuff. Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love like I said, I still have my PSP. I was playing, going back to Final Fantasy, I was playing Dissidia on it like literally 2 days ago.
The PSP was a great handheld. It just had shitty games.
Alright, I'm going to say this. The PSP, in theory, was great, but if you ever held it too long, you'd actually lose feeling in your hands.
Yeah.
Which was like a very uncomfortable position to be in when you're trying to play a game for 60 hours plus. Like.
Alright, Andy, why are you playing 60 hours on a handheld? Like,
because I'm trying to play Dissidia, and
maybe you should rethink your life choices.
When you make a Final Fantasy game, that's not a 10-hour game. That is like at least a 50-hour game.
When you're old and gray and your hands are like this, you'll regret it.
Carpal tunnel.
But he's getting a manual
claws. Where's our next? Oh, we still have to talk about shows that started off really good, and
didn't you guys talk about that last week?
We touched upon it.
Yeah. I know John's gonna say Gotham starting off.
No, I'm not even gonna say Gotham because it was just shit from the beginning. You know what? If there's anybody out there that wants to say that they like Gotham and comment and have an argument about why Gotham is or isn't good, feel free to. But I think Gotham is a try-hard, and they completely destroyed a great universe and tried to just make stuff happen.
That is really fervent of you. That is an interesting perspective. I wasn't expecting that.
I won't disagree with you, but at the same time, there's nothing else that much better to watch on a Monday night.
Flash are on point.
On a Monday night, yeah. Flash and Arrow.
There it is. He caught himself.
Yeah.
I don't know when TV's actually on, because internet, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine's pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
That's the thing, man. I feel like mostly now the only thing I watch on television is cooking shows. I haven't seen a relationship, but still, I mean, come on.
Andy, did you watch MasterChef Junior?
I was just about to say MasterChef Junior was on point. I was literally just about to say that.
I love that show.
I know. I watched it at your house. The show's great because it's like the best parts of a cooking show crossed with the fact that they're really not trying to be super mean to these 6-year-old kids and crush their spirits before they even hit puberty. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Chopped is a fun show.
Chopped?
Yeah, Chopped is good.
You know what it is? We started watching this show called Cutthroat Kitchen, which is basically the same version of Chopped, except if you cross Chopped with Jigsaw. There's you want to play a game and it's you have to cook in this double-decker bus.
Yeah, but the thing about it is your opponents are the ones that mess you up.
Your punishment.
Yeah, you buy different things, so you bid on different things, and then if I'm versing Andy, I'll spend $5,000, so Andy has to cook with one hand tied behind his back or something like that. So it's about sabotaging your enemies. But then you got to think if I spend $5,000, that means I can only go home with $10,000 at the end if I win.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Awesome Brown the host.
Money, it's you got to be okay spending a little bit to the whole thing. I'm okay. I mean, I could see that. That's one of the best parts of the show is that everything's a cost effect where it's is this worth paying $7,000 so that I have to I can basically tie my opponent's hand to a stove for the hour.
What if you just decided to go the spite route and before you even started decide that you're going to spend all of your money on just doing dick moves to everyone?
I mean, I think it would defeat the purpose of the show to not want to win at all. But I think
you want to win. You just wouldn't want to win money.
a lot of people do this thing where like they get like a sabotage on them, and then like they'll pay for a sabotage, and they won't do the smart thing and like give it to somebody that'll actually like possibly knock them out. They'll give it to the guy that like gave them a sabotage, and it's like that's not going to happen. Like your best bet is literally to just sabotage the person that's never cooked with like Portuguese chicken before. Like that'd be the better play. But they don't do that. I don't know if that's because the writers say, hey, don't do that, just be spiteful so it's a better show. But
I'm sure there's some like reason behind why they do certain things.
We'll give you $2,000 if you do it.
Nah, it's not like that. It's like there was this one episode, and like I still think this is the best episode of all time, where they had to make a cheeseburger, and this one guy just runs into the pantry, takes all the bread, and says, "Fuck you, no bread, anybody else." Like that's how you play that game. That's how I would play that game. That's how any gamer would play that game.
Yeah.
Like, go in and like, no, that's already done before it starts. Like, you want to make a cheeseburger? Good luck with lettuce burgers. That's all you got.
It's a legitimate strategy.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It'd be like the camping of
cheese, meat,
like the Hearthstone player who had like the longest turn in the world. That's like 46 hours long or something.
How do you have? Aren't there turns time though?
There isn't apparently, because it was all. I don't know what like cards he used or whatever, but it apparently allots for it. So he was using a main deck or something.
By playing the cards, he can take that long.
Yeah, it was him and his opponent. I guess the opponent played a card that prevented damage for one turn, and so the other guy, he just had. I don't know how many thousand arcane missiles going off at once on the dude.
Oh,
and it takes like 10 seconds to go off. So he didn't win that round. It just went on for 46 hours. And then, the next turn, his opponent still had like 1 health or something. It's really douchey.
I heard a group of we'll call them gamers, in my store the other day talking about that. I didn't know what he was talking about. He was just like laughing about it. He's like, and then these arcane missiles just keep going, and I'm just like, oh, what are you talking about right now? Like
what?
They came in with a fucking squad though, yo.
I used to play a lot of Hearthstone. I've actually stopped recently, but that game is really good. Like it has that same kind of feel of Magic, where like you get to open the packs. But it's like a small, like it's more contained, and like you can, even if you don't have the cards you need, you can build the cards you need. And it's like a legitimately fun game, and you waste way too much time on it and money. It's like one of those microtransactions. That's what it is. It's like it's like, oh, you want a pack? It's only like $2, man. There's a chance you can get a legendary. You want a Ragnaros? You want a Ragnaros, right?
Andy, it almost sounds like you're agreeing with me and Reed when we say that Nintendo going to mobile games is a good idea.
No, I'm just saying, like, cost effective. Why? Like that's totally.
Oh, okay. I'm just sounded that way.
Except it's only on Apple.
Yeah, they have to make sure they're Android.
Yeah.
Or Steam.
Yeah. Oh, Steam.
I mean, who has Steam, right?
Who even bought an Ouya, right?
Those things actually come out.
People buy them. They were like. Yo, they were like $14 at my store at one point, I think, or the controllers.
I have one. Do you still have those?
I don't have them anymore. No, we got like 2 of them in, had them for a little bit, and then they got sold pretty quickly.
Pennies on the dollar.
But you know what we did get today? We got those Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3DSs in.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's actually really nice.
Now I kind of want a 3DS again.
Yeah, but I can't. We don't have any more of those ones. You get like one of the regular lame ones.
Whatever. Screw that.
Sorry.
No, not okay.
Has anything else happened in video games?
Well, I'm playing like another Blizzard game. I'm playing Heroes of the Storm, which is
me too.
Right now?
Blizzard's MOBA, and that game I think is like my favorite MOBA of all time. I know a lot of like hardcore players are like, oh, it's too easy, but like honestly, it like totally fixes that problem where like I have, again, like I was saying, I'm in a relationship, and like I can't spend hours just staring at a screen, or like 45 minutes where no one can talk to me. Like this game, I can play like 10, 15 minutes and then just put it down, and like and I still get that same level of enjoyment,
What actually happens is Andy starts a match right before someone asks him to do something, and then John ends up doing it. but it's okay.
Well, I mean, that's like anything I do. Like,
you're welcome. I washed the dishes last night.
hey, all right. To be fair, Emily said she'd do the dishes.
Yeah,
Right?
when Mandy asked you to do them first. This is what it's like living with him.
What? I don't know. What's it like living with me?
You not doing the dishes.
What
I
he's
mean,
doing.
you all knew what it was like going into it. I mean, you've known me for years. There wasn't like a surprise that I don't do dishes or really move around much.
Yeah.
Andy just took all the buns and told you to make the hamburger.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I did.
Yep. I should have seen that coming.
Bring it right back.
All
right. Is that what we got?
Well, last but not least, and I think probably the most important part, Victor, you know what's really cool?
What's cool?
T-shirts are really cool.
Let's
Are they?
chill.
What?
We're shilling.
Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, T-shirts are really cool. And finally, we here at Naruto Fan FB have got a T-shirt going. We're gonna put the link below. We have a Teespring going on right now, and we need 25 shirts sold to hit our goal. Isn't that right, Victor?
That is correct. And currently,
Yeah,
guess how
tell them
many
what
we
they win.
have? What?
Tell them what they win.
Oh,
A shirt.
you. Not only do you get a shirt, but we're also thinking about giving away 2 Loot Crate well, not subscriptions, but just 2 Loot Crates, as well as a mystery figure. Cough, cough.
But yeah,
That I painted. No, that's.
No, actually a high quality figure, pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
we're definitely trying to make moves this year, do different things differently with the ending of Naruto. So we kind of have to branch out to other things, do different videos, do different giveaways, things like that. So with the profits that we can potentially make from the T-shirts on our Teespring, we're going to take that and give it back to you, the fans.
The people.
The people.
Fire rises.
Ah, yes. We would love to be able to give away really cool prizes. The more you support us, the more we can support you, the cooler things we can do, the more we can add to the channel. I would love to give away one of the really expensive figures, or semi-expensive figures. And then, hey, down the road, depending on how things go, we could possibly give away a copy of Naruto and a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One if we're that lucky, but that's definitely down the road. But that's all up to you guys helping us. So take the link below, copy it, post it to your Facebooks, buy a shirt, tell your friends to buy a shirt, and then train like a sage. Because
Get your whole squad in it.
Yeah, go get the squad and have everybody rocking the shirts. And then we can do more shirts, more suggestions, and go from there. But it's all up to you, the people.
And the best part about the shirts is that each one is exclusive to our channel / Facebook page. A friend of John's, she pretty much made the design, and maybe every month or two we're going to come up with a new one that's exclusive just for Teespring. It's only going to print once.
Well, they won't be available past that. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless we decide to tweak it and bring it back or something, that's down the road. But you're only
These are
going to
be limited runs.
Yeah. So
Cool.
if you want to really
That's
support.
kind of runs.
So one day when NFFB runs the world, there'll be 25 people that are like, this is an authentic first print Naruto Fan FB penny. It's worth millions.
We'll see.
We'll be like a small Easter egg inside of a Scott Pilgrim reboot.
Exactly.
Actually, just the other day, Nicki Minaj released some new video with some
Yes, I love
I
Nicki
love
Minaj.
and one of the guys in there, he had a Attack on Titan jacket with the Wings of Freedom on the back, and everybody.
Hot Topic.
I don't
He
know.
probably
I
did. He
don't
probably
know
doesn't
why.
even know what he's wearing.
Yeah, probably.
He's like,
But
yeah,
everybody in the
this is
comments
stylish.
is just going crazy. It's like, who let this weeaboo in the fucking video? Yeah.
Oh, real quick, I also want to give a quick shout out to Miss Sinister. If anybody's going to see the new Divergence movie, she actually has extra like in the background kind of thing towards the end. So if you don't know who Miss Sinister is, go on Facebook and look her up and like her on Facebook, and then go watch the movie and look for her and be like, I know her! Ah!
And then you'd be like, hey, I know someone in the movie. You know, the movie was but I mean, like, I know somebody.
But Speaking of movies.
Wait, did I ever tell you that I met the producer of A Divergent and literally told him to his face his movie was like not even realizing, like, I like met him, oh, what do you think of the movie? I'm like, oh, it's whatever. I mean, you know, like, appealing to the female fan base, good for you guys. Like, I said that to him. Like, as a human being, that's the shittiest thing to do.
He was gonna make you Jonah Hill stunt double, but now that you said that, he's like, fuck it.
Yeah,
fuck
I know.
Andy.
Fuck that guy. That guy is just like he is in the video.
Now he's just gonna make Andy Michael Cera.
What do you want to say, Victor?
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, how about we talk about The Last, since somebody has actually watched it here.
Oh, that's right. And then I gotta bounce. But
that was good.
Before I do, The Last was really good. I mean, as far as the Naruto movies go, it's basically it and Road to Ninja as far as I'm concerned.
So it's the best, or it's like tied for best?
Tied for best.
Okay.
Like, the character stuff was real good. The fights were meh, but I don't know.
Was it like an emotional piece? Was that what it really was? It wasn't about the fights. It was about like finding out what happens. Like, what's the time frame? Is it like 3 years later, 4 years later?
2 years, right?
Something like that. Like 2.5, 3 years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sasuke, he gets a bitchin' cameo. You know, swoops in, does something cool, swoops out.
Mm-hmm. That's it? That's all he's in for? Or
that's it. That's him. Done.
Good for him.
Not about Sasuke.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard he has like a brief like cameo almost in the movie. It's not even about him.
He stops in 8 years. That's it.
I guess that's good, because then like it would end up being like, oh, this is the Naruto Sasuke movie, not the continuation of Naruto's story.
Yeah, no, it's mostly about like his emotional development. You know, it plays the love story between him and Hinata, and actually has a really good explanation for why it took him that long to, you know, realize that she kind of said, "Hey, I love you," and do something about it.
It's like we just got out of a war, you know, tensions were high. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
well, it kind of points to the fact that he didn't really grow up with parents or anyone showing him affection, and has no idea what, you know, interpersonal love is.
Except, you know, watching Jiraiya peep on women at the hot springs.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
It's at one point it equated like him saying, "Oh, I love ramen," with "Oh, I love people," and yeah, he just didn't know what that meant. Anyway, the best part, the absolute best part of the movie, is the little like the still frame slideshow during the ending credits during Naruto and Hinata's wedding, where everyone's there, everyone's good time, you know, dressed up, and Yamato's in the background.
He's alive.
Yamato!
Yeah.
And he hasn't killed anyone yet.
Yeah. So the question of whatever happened to him post-war, he's around.
He isn't answered, but at least he's around.
Yeah, he's chilling.
He showed up.
He's around, guys doing his thing.
He's probably like completely broken, like psychologically. Like he went through so much shit, and like he's just supposed to go back to being like normal. Like he was in a statue for like 2 years.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, Sasuke wasn't at the wedding. What did you?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, what an asshole. Who does that? Who just doesn't show up to a wedding? That he obviously wasn't invited to. Because, like, who would invite... Like, because you imagine, like, he's the resulting factor of, like, so many deaths, or it's like, you just can't have a decent wedding like that. Like, you can't be like, oh, that guy's here. Fuck that guy. All right, give him some cake. Like...
Don't look into his eyes, kids. Don't look into his eyes.
Right.
All right.
Well,
that's
all we got for this week. Thanks for whoever tuned in already. Next week, doing it again.
Yep.
At the same time. Be there, be square.
All right, I'm going to go and play more Heroes of the Storm then.
All right. And don't forget about our Teespring.
Word.
Only you can save the Earth.
Post the link.
By buying fabrics made from stuff.